Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we uncover the hidden stories in corporate filings. Today we're diving into Chc Corp's latest report, where we might just find out if their growth is truly synergistic or just a lot of hot air. We've got a quick update from Chc Corp that sheds some light on their financial situation. While it is not a full picture, sometimes these brief reports can hint at what is coming. Before we dig in, if you are looking for straightforward insights into company reports, hit subscribe. And if you want to chat with us about these findings or anything else corporate, join our Discord community. The link is in the description below. This is a Form 8K, which is like a special bulletin board for companies to quickly announce big news or important updates that aren't necessarily part of their regular scheduled reports. Think of it as a company's way of saying, pay attention to this. The company is reporting on events up to the 13th of November 2025. This tells us when they last provided information to the public regarding this specific filing. This filing is all about Chc Corp. You might know them from their stock symbol, SNEER on the Nasdaq. They're incorporated in Nevada. They've given us a way to reach them by phone, but for our purposes today, numbers like this are just context. We're here for the meat of the report, not the customer service details. This part lists the company's stock that is traded publicly. For Chc Corp, it looks like their main traded item is their common stock, which trades under the symbol SNEER on the Nasdaq Stock Market LLC. This is important because it means regular investors can buy and sell shares of the company, and the company is subject to certain rules because of this. This is the juicy part. It is where companies tell us how they're doing financially and operationally. They're essentially giving us a performance review. So, on the 13th of November, Chc Corp put out a press release. This press release talks about how they performed during the 3 months that ended on the 30th of September of 2025. This is their quarterly update, and it tells us about their financial health and how the business is running. This filing isn't just giving us the summary, it is also attaching the actual press release as an exhibit. Think of it as them giving us the full document they sent out, not just the highlight reel. This is where we can really see the numbers behind the announcement. This section is all about what documents are being included with this report. It is like the table of contents for the attached paperwork. Here it is again, Exhibit 99.1. This is the actual press release containing their financial and operating results for the quarter ended the 30th of September, 2025. This is what we'll be looking at to understand their performance. This is a technical piece for those who are really digging deep into the data. It is an interactive file that makes the information easier for computers to read and analyze. For us, it mostly means the data is structured for easy machine access. This is where the filing is signed. It shows that Jack Ross, the Chief Executive Officer, has officially approved this report. It is their way of saying, we stand by this information. This confirms the date the report was officially submitted. Synchronization is key in these filings. Now let's look at what this press release actually tells us. Chc Corp announced their financial and operating results for the quarter ending the 30th of September 2025. What is really important here is to understand how a company like Synergy Pipe is performing. Are they growing? Are they shrinking? Are they making money or losing it? Since this is a Form 8K, it usually means they're announcing something pretty significant like earnings. The devil is always in the details of those earnings. We need to see if their revenue is up or down, if their costs are managed, and what their profit or loss looks like. Without those numbers directly in this 8K beyond the announcement, we'd normally have to go find that press release itself to see the actual figures. But what this filing does tell us is that they have reported on operations and financial condition. This suggests there are numbers to analyze. Even if we don't see them fully laid out in this specific document, looking at how companies present their results, here is what is really important. When a company says they had good results, we want to see if the numbers back that up. For example, if their revenue, the money they bring in from sales, has increased, that is generally a good sign. But if their expenses, the money they spend to run the business, have increased even more, then that good revenue doesn't necessarily mean good profit. It is like saying you sold a lot of lemonade, but you also spent a fortune on lemons and sugar, so you didn't actually make much money. We look for trends. Has revenue been growing over the last few quarters or years? Is the company becoming more efficient, meaning they're making more money without spending a lot more? Sometimes companies will highlight things like adjusted earnings, which can be a bit confusing. It is important to remember that these are figures that have been tweaked to exclude certain items. While they can be useful for understanding ongoing operations, it is always wise to also look at the as reported or GAAP numbers to get the full picture. Unadjusted, a sharp increase in debt, for instance, could be a big red flag that is sometimes masked by focusing only on adjusted profits. We have to be like a detective and look at all the clues. What this filing really points to is an announcement about their financial and operating results for the quarter that just ended. This is crucial for investors and anyone watching Chc Corp. They are telling the market how the business is doing. We don't have the full financial tables here, but the fact that they are filing this indicates they have reported results. The key question for us will always be, are these results strong enough to support the company's valuation and future growth prospects? When we look at a company like Synergy Chc Corp, we have to consider what story these numbers are telling. Are they in a growing market? Are they taking market share from competitors? Or are they struggling to keep up? For example, if their revenue is flat but their competitors are showing double-digit growth, that is a signal that Synergy might be falling behind. Conversely, if they're reporting growth that outpaces the industry, that is a very positive sign. We also need to consider external factors. Is the economy strong or weak? Are there new regulations that could impact their business? These things can all influence the numbers we see in a report. For Synergy Chc Corp, like any company, their financial health is directly tied to their strategy. If their strategy is to expand aggressively, we'd expect to see higher expenses, but also a clear path to future revenue growth. If their strategy is more about cost cutting and efficiency, we'd want to see profit margins improving even if revenue growth is slower. Without the specific numbers from the press release, it is hard to give a definitive read, but this 8 confirms that information has been made public. In conclusion, this filing for Synergy Chc Corp is essentially a heads up that important financial and operating results for the quarter ending the 30th of September 2025 have been released. It's like getting a notification that a new chapter of their business story has been written. While this specific document doesn't contain the detailed financial tables, it points us to where we can find them in the accompanying press release. For investors and keen observers, the real work begins with analyzing those numbers for revenue growth, profitability, and overall financial stability. Always remember to look beyond the headlines and understand the underlying business health. What are your thoughts on how companies use these 8K filings to communicate results? Do you think short reports like this are enough, or do you prefer full financial statements? Let me know in the comments if you found this breakdown helpful. Please give this video a like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of corporate finance, and don't forget to join our Discord community for more direct engagement. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.